Hi, thanks for joining me today. This is my week 2 update for what it's like for a marathon runner to switch to a carnivore diet over a short period of time. So this is a 6-week experiment. I have completed 2 weeks. The objectives of this experiment is to relieve some arthritis pain in my hands and also to drop some body weight before my next training block starts for my next marathon, which is going to be in 4 weeks' time. The marathon is not in 4 weeks' time. The training block starts in 4 weeks' time. So, uh, week 2, it was a very interesting week. Things are going pretty much as I had expected. There was one major concern that I had that occurred late last week, and I'll go through that towards the end. It wasn't a direct result of the carnivore diet, but it was certainly related to it. And like I say, I'll go through that towards the end. So stick around. And if you are interested in how this whole process is going and what is going on in a marathon runner's body when they change their diet from a carb-centric diet to a fat and protein-centric diet, stick around and subscribe and get some notifications because you'll really be interested in how this is going, especially if you're interested in doing something like this. Okay, so let's start with some statistics. Weight. My weight has dropped an additional 1.2 pounds, which is just over half a kilo. This is really as expected. I knew my weight loss was going to slow down considerably after that first week. The first week was crazy. My entire glycogen stores were depleted. All of the water that is retained with those glycogen stores have been depleted. So I'm in the process now of uh, getting fat adapted, no longer using glycogen as a means for fueling my runs, amongst other things. And so I went from like an 8 pound uh, weight loss in the first week down to a 1.5 pound weight loss, which is far more normal and what normal people would expect. The fact that I lost so much in the first week speaks to how many years I've been running and running marathons, and I've been adapting my body to store more glycogen. And that may be a little bit more or a little bit less than other people, but it has really got back to what you would expect in a week 2 of a person in a weight loss routine here. So yeah, as normal. As far as the pain in my hands go, it's been a busy week, or last week was a busy week with working with my hands. I was doing a lot of plastering. I was working with concrete and building and gardening, and I noticed my pain in my hands has not diminished while I'm working with them, and therefore probably not a huge difference as well on an off day where I'm not using my hands so much, because I'm using them so much and the pain is sore. Uh, when I'm not using them, I can still feel it. It's about a 3 out of 10 on a normal day, and about a 8 or 8 or a 9 when I'm trying to work with them, when I'm plastering or gardening or anything like that. Holding things, opening jars, things like that is very painful, and that has not changed. Now it's only been 2 weeks, and from all of the evidence and all of the anecdotal evidence out there, it's going to be about a 3-month process before all the inflammation is gone. So I'm not surprised that after 2 weeks there hasn't been a huge change. But I'm still hopeful that in 6 weeks I can make a slight shift in that pain barrier, or in that pain threshold. Okay, running wise, I didn't do a lot of running this week. The temperatures are really warm at the minute, and although I do like to get out early in the morning, I haven't had a real requirement to get out and do a lot of miles. So I only ran 16 miles this past week, and that was over 3 days. I don't have that extreme heaviness in my legs anymore. That's a real positive. That said, I haven't done any kind of speed work or even steady work yet. I did two of the workouts that I did last week were hilly runs. So everything around me is a hilly run. So that's kind of the workout that I did for two of them, and then a pretty flat run of 7 miles, which was fine. Yeah, so I think running feels a little bit better. Not entirely, fat adapted yet, but that heaviness, those concrete legs, they aren't there so much at the minute. So that's a real positive. As far as sleep goes, I'm sleeping more than I used to, and that is not down to the particular diet. I am a very good sleeper in general. This is down to me being awake later at night. I'm going to bed later at night. I watch some of the World Cup. That has uh, that has caused me to be a little bit more tired in the morning, and therefore I sleep a little bit later. Generally speaking, when I wake up, I get up. I don't set an alarm, and I don't, really concern myself too much with what time I get out of bed. But I do prefer an early morning start. I get a lot more done during the day, and I feel a lot more content with myself when I'm up early. So when I have these later lie-ins, they're not as it's not as conducive to a happy lifestyle for me. So I would prefer to wake up a little bit earlier, and I'll make an effort to get to bed at a better time going forward. And as we go through this and the World Cup is over, and all of these things, that will kind of even out, and I'll get back to normal. But as it stands, as far as sleep goes, I was averaging 39 minutes of deep sleep, 4 hours, 57 minutes of light sleep, 2 hours and 28 minutes of REM, for a total of 8 hours and 5 minutes a night. I typically get 6.5 hours, and I'm really productive and happy on 6.5 hours. So that's a slight change. I don't think it has anything to do with the carnivore. However, it is something that is different, so I'm reporting it. Nutrition wise, here's my biggest benefit that I see from this carnivore diet is I don't even think about food anymore. I don't feel hungry. I don't I don't feel like, oh, it's been 6 hours since I've eaten. I am desperately hungry. I go after my breakfast in the morning. I'll go most of the day without even thinking about food. I'm drinking a lot of water. I typically have a 3 to 4 liter a day habit. And now on the carnivore, I'm up to about 4.5 to 5.5 liters of water per day. So that's something, and I'm conscious of it. But as far as eating goes, you'll see here my calorie count is way down, but that's more so because I just don't feel hungry. And I like that. I like the fact that it's not on the top of my head all the time that I need to eat, I need to eat, I need to eat. I'm just satisfied, from morning right through till evening. My calories are looking like this. I'm getting about 28.5% of my calories from protein, 6.5% of my calories from carbs, and 65% of my calories from fats. I think that's a fairly good carnivore ratio. And what it looked like, I had an average of about 1,500 calories per day. And honestly, that is a low calorie count, but it doesn't feel low. I feel quite happy. As you can see, it's not affecting my sleep. I'm sleeping more so than ever. Uh, all I can say is I don't feel like I'm not eating enough. I'm eating plenty on 1,500 calories a day. That averaged out to 107 grams of protein, 108 grams of fats, and 25 grams of carbs. The 25 grams of carbs is probably a lot for carnivore. I don't know what that is. That could be the cottage cheese. So I make my own cottage cheese, and it could be part of it. My breakfast consists of usually 4 to 5 scrambled eggs with 100 grams of cottage cheese. I might fry up some sliced ham or bacon or sausages or something along those lines. And that keeps me happy right through till dinner. And for dinner, I'll have, either burgers or some kind of mince, uh, a lot of, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 more fried eggs, maybe throw a bit of cheese on top. There could be some tinned fish involved. There could be a little bit of anything, nothing crazy. It's very easy to cook up real quick, and clean up is real quick. So I think the carnivore diet for me is a very simple way to live. Whether it does what I'm hoping to do, that's another story altogether. I don't know. So far, so good. I can't complain. That's the update for how week 2 went. So far, so good. Happy with everything. Uh, the one thing that was really scary, and thanks for sticking around for this part. This is kind of an unusual one, and I don't know how to really say it other than just to say it. On Saturday morning, I woke up. I had been watching the football, and I had a 750 ml bottle of water before bed, which is something I don't normally do. I never wake up at night to have to pee over the course of the evening. When I'm sleeping, I sleep right through, and I don't get up to pee. And when I woke up on Saturday morning, I knew I should have to pee. So this is my normal routine: is I go straight from the bed to the bathroom and I relieve myself. And on Saturday morning, it just didn't feel like I needed to go, but I knew I should have to go because I knew I went to bed having a 750 ml bottle of water. And I'm standing there and nothing's happening. I don't even feel like I need to pee. And then I started getting a little bit hot. And then I started getting a little bit dizzy. So I went down on a knee, and then I put my head down on the floor and I passed out, just completely out of it. And I don't think it was long. It was about maybe 2 minutes. But when I woke and I came to, I had no idea who I was, where I was, what was happening, why I was on the floor. It was a real concern for me. I didn't know whether I was having a heart attack, another stroke, or what was going on. And so I did make my way up, back to bed, laid down, fell back asleep, and about an hour and a half later, woke up again, and it was like everything was back to normal. So I got up and I went pee like normal, no problems. And so I started looking into it, Dr. Google. What I learned was it was most likely Micturation syncope, which is what they call, layman's terms, is pee fainting. In all likelihood, uh, when I woke up, my bladder was full and it was pretty much locked because I held on to it over the course of the night. And when I went to the toilet, the vagus nerve was being pinched by the full bladder, which caused me to pass out. And then when I went back to bed and laid down flat, things just settled. The nerve was unpinched, and when I got up again, I was able to pee as normal. And so that was it. It was a big concern. Having experienced serious health issues in the past, that was a concern. My theory is I have no symptoms or anything since then. And my thinking is that it had really nothing to do with being on the carnivore diet, and much more to do with the fact that I'm a sound sleeper and I'm drinking more water on the carnivore diet. So in a sense, that 5.5 liters of water as opposed to 3.5 liters of water uh, is what the difference was in having it so late and sleeping through the urge to pee. That is what caused it. I haven't had any problems since, so I'm not worried about it at the minute. If it does happen again, I may have to go and have it looked at. But so far, so good. I don't think it has anything to do with carnivore, so I'm not putting that against the diet that I'm on at the minute. So that's the week 2 update. It was a good productive week. It was an enjoyable week. I like the food. I do miss my carbs. I miss pizza. I miss toast. I miss pasta. I miss rice. Do you know what I miss is vegetables and fruits? But other than that, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. I do like the food that I'm eating. I eat plenty, or at least I feel like I'm eating plenty. I'm not hungry. I'm sleeping well. And now the only things left to be tested is what kind of weight loss I can experience. And let's see if I can shift some of this pain in my hands. Okay, thanks for sticking around, and I will let you know how we get on in week 3. If you like this content, if you're interested in what happens to a marathon runner when they change from a carb-centric diet to a carnivore diet, which is all fats and protein, drop me a follow and subscribe. And by all means, please ask questions, give me your comments. I got a great response from somebody last week that they're telling me about their experience as an endurance athlete who has had great success running unbelievably good times in marathons on a no carb diet. Very interesting stuff. So please do tell me your stories. Let me know if I can do anything to improve what I'm doing, or if you have any advice, if you have any questions. Drop me some comments here and I will get back to you. All right, thanks again, and I'll see you next week.